So I'm answering the call of some of my students that have been asking me for quite a while to go deep into the reading of the text, because I have had my journey with the Tantrik manuals, the Spanda Kārikā, the Recognition Sutra, the Shiva Sutra, the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, and few others, but I never really taught it as a course format. Of course, they are imbibed and then transpire through everything I teach, and I tell all my students to read the book, do the practice and read the book. And I realize that reading the book alone can become quite overwhelming and daunting. So here we are. Finally, I surrendered to the requests, and we're starting in about 2 weeks in Cape Town, in Scarborough. And we're going to meet every Tuesday morning. We're starting with 4 meetings. And then I will be traveling for a couple of weeks. And then if we want, we can do another series of 3-4 meetings again, have a pause, because clearly it's going to be hard to go through the whole book in 4 weeks. My invitation is for you to buy the book and start reading it, and so that you bring in content, because as you know, if you know me, I like to have dynamic way of teaching that is not so linear. So here are some version of the book that I would want you to buy. Is the Yoga Spanda Kārikā by Daniel Odier. This is one of my absolute favorite, because half of the book is about the Spanda Kārikā, and the second half is the Spanda Sadoha, which is a Shemaraj commentary on the first stanza only. It is half of the book. And in all the Tantrik texts, they always say that the first sutra hold the essence of the whole book. And if you understand the first sutra, then you can stop in the first page. But it's so hermetic sometimes and rich and dense that is really hard to land. And in a sense, the rest of the book is a comment, is a explanation or a way for you to digest the first sutra. And so, in fact, Shemaraja has a whole book dedicated to the first sutra. And here is another beautiful version by Jayadev Singh. It's one of the first translation, classic. And the Spanda Kārikā also is a short text. You see, it's not a big book. It's 52 stanza and quite accessible. And this is my favorite of all of them. Unfortunately, it's in Italian. It's the Italian translation of Daniel Odier. And I love this pocket size. And the Italian translator did an amazing job. And this was one of the few times I felt really, really lucky that I could, that I can speak Italian, I can read Italian, so that I can read this book. So I'm going to use this as my trace and of course teach from here in English. But I recommend for you to buy a copy or any other copy. We need mainly the stanza and then a book for you to take your own notes. And then we'll see what happens when we come together in the Dharma and address the manual, which are the essence of Tantrism. In Neo-Tantra now we have a lot of emotional practice, trauma release, genital massage, and it's all valid, and yet is not Tantra unless you really imbibe your understanding in the books, because when you understand what the books have to offer, they give you a map, and then that map you can put it anywhere in your life, and will give you a key to understand or to perceive the lived experience as a metaphysical movement, as the movement of the cosmos. And this exponentially expand everybody's life. And then, you know, the massage doesn't have to be, there isn't such a thing as a tantric massage or tantric genital touching or tantric dance. This, you know, are marketing strategies. If you are a tantric, everything you do is tantric. You cook tantric meals and you go for tantric walks, and every time you make love is tantric. But you don't have to name it, because you are imbibed in the essence of this teaching. So sometimes in Neo-Tantra it feels like we are forcing the understanding of the experience without having a solid background where the mind can really land and make sense of the experience that are happening. So this is it. It's going to be very informal, and join me there on Tuesday. Mwah.